You know, they tell you when you're younger, you shouldn't find fault in other people, and you shouldn't necessarily find fault in things. And then I grew up, I go to college, and it turns out you can make a career out of finding fault in gadgets and software as a QA software engineer, just QA engineer. And thus brings us to day 9 of the OnePlus Watch. They didn't send it to me. I bought it myself. $208. And I found a few things. So this is my second 100-hour battery test. Did it make it to 100 hours? We'll find out very soon. If we backtrack just a wee bit back to day 6. Ooh, maybe it did make it to 100 hours. It's going to be close. I charged it to 90% at 2300. The next morning, 87%. This is my remarkable tablet. Someone's going to ask, so I'll just answer that question now. The next day, day 7, later that night, it had dropped to 65%. Just normal, you know, raised to wake use, no GPS. Day 7, so now we've gone from day 6 to day 7, a full 24 hours later almost, 55% in the morning, and then 51% by noon. Did a 14-minute treadmill workout and so on, right? Now we're at day 8, boom, it's down to 25%. So I put it into power saver mode, and that was yesterday on Thursday. And then somehow it just stopped at 19%. Not quite sure how it does that, and I'm going to get to the bug really soon here. I think you're going to, especially if you come from a development or QA background, you're going to find this interesting. So day 9, that was today. Start off, again, 19%. It was still in the sleep hibernation mode when I woke up, so that was cool. Hours later at noon, still 19%. I'm like, there's no way it stays at 19% for a full 24 hours. Even in power saver mode. Then I took a walking break, even in power saver mode. Now this is a pro. A lot of people think, oh, battery saver mode, power saver mode, I'm not gonna be able to use the watch. It still does the auto detect workouts, which is really cool. And then finally at 14:06, after it tracked about a 17-minute GPS workout of walking, it dropped to 18%. The following day and change, the battery life finally changed. Speaking of change and changes, it's now at 14%. I took a walk on my lunch break and it automatically tracked the workout, and that's when it dropped from 19% to 18%, and then over the last several hours, now it's at 14%. But is it really at 14%? Done with work, take the dog and my son, we go for a walk, because dogs need to be walked, and it started auto-tracking again, still 14%. Halfway through the workout, I looked down at my watch, and yes, it just automatically came on and started tracking the workout, which is really good. A lot of watches that auto-track, they have a hard time with dog walks because it's, you know, you're stopping to smell the roses and other things. And then I get home, and I'm sitting on the couch, and I look to see if it auto-stopped, which it often does as well. It prompts you several times and says, hey, it looks like you were working out. Do you want to continue to work out or not? And if you say not, it prompts you again, and then eventually it just stops the workout. Well, it just turned itself off. So time of death, I'm going to estimate it at 1700, 0%. There, it's official. That's my estimate. Let me do some quick math with the help of Google. It was close, really close. About 90 hours, but that was with power saver mode. Time of life is going to be 1837. Has this nice charger here, and blip, it stays off until it reaches a certain percent, and then it will turn on. So we'll see how fast it charges. I already know it's about 4% per minute when it's really low. See, that was quick. It booted up in just about 1 full minute, and now it's at 5%. Up, I made a mistake there. It's still starting. And this is the Garmin Instinct 2X Solar that debuted last year around this time. There we go, 6%. Now this may not be a bug, but it definitely needs to be a feature enhancement. It doesn't give you a battery estimate. What I mean by that is the watch doesn't tell you, oh, we'll be fully charged in 49 minutes. So that's my shortcut. It just says 6%. Oh, save power. Mute calls and notifications. Sure, optimized. That's kind of a fun feature. So 6% battery usage, which may or not be, oh yeah, because it was in power saver mode. Google Play services, 27%. That's right, I updated an app. Wear OS, it's not showing the phone call that I made yesterday. While that's charging, let's talk about the other bugs. So back on the 10th, which is just a few days wearing the watch, sleep score blank on my watch, yet it was 91 in the health app. So that is a communication error and a definite bug between the tiny ship and the mothership. So there's the sleep score, 77. Did it get passed over to the watch this time? Let's find out. And it did. So this time it wasn't blank. So it's an occasional bug. Those are hard to squash. Bug number 2. Battery fails to communicate correctly from watch to app. And that's what we're talking about today. But it appears to be only in battery saver mode. And on the 6th, health metrics are not being backed up. That's a huge bug, not an enhancement, because it should have come out of the gate. Here's the old OnePlus health app. This is one that the original OnePlus started using in 2021, over 3 years ago, and OnePlus should have learned from that. Right now, I still believe that this is not being backed up. It's just being stored locally. See right there, it says 7%. Apparently it hasn't synced yet that it's 11. So that might just be a communication delay, nothing big. Bug number 4, alarms on the watch sync between OnePlus 12. It's not really a good design. So if you go to devices and then you go to more, right there, phone alarms, alarms on your phone will ring on both your phone and wearable device. Okay, I don't know that that's beneficial, because if you leave your phone at home and you go on a walk or you go out for errands, the alarm's gonna go off here and there, or yeah. So if I uncheck this, now they're disconnected, and you can't set the alarms on the app for the watch. You have to manually put it, so that's kind of a bummer. A bug and an enhancement. They need to fix that. And bug number 5, battery percent not correctly estimated or reported to the health app. Again, so right here, we have the battery life, but there's no estimate. So the estimate's only on the watch. That's, if it displays on the watch, it should display in the app for sure. Not everything on the app should display in the watch. If you'd agree, type in the comments below. And here's kind of the big one, bug enhancement, battery estimate. Hey, if you enable power saver mode, your X days of X more hours of battery life, yeah, it doesn't show that. It says 17%, 18%, charging really fast, should last, not now. Charger disconnected, yep, got it, thanks. Oh, that's weird. It like booted itself into battery saver mode again. Dang nabbit. Sometimes when you're filming with the top-down camera and you're looking at your watch through the camera, I get some depth distortion, and you click on the wrong thing. I'm only human. And I swear I told it no. Still not quite fully booted up. Should last 20 hours. Oh, you know what? I did say enable. My bad. Charger is connected, your device will remain... No. In short, when it goes in power saver mode, there's no battery estimate because they shut down the battery app, and that is the root cause of the bug that we discussed earlier. So when you're in power saver mode, it stands still in time, and you go to check your watch, and it'll say 21%. If I don't do anything GPS-wise extraneously, it just stays at 21% because it doesn't really know the battery life, and then it continues to report incorrectly to the app if it's not in smart mode. So it'd be really cool if OnePlus could just write 88 lines more of code and tell the watch, hey, when you're in power saver mode, don't shut down the battery app all the way so we can get an estimate. If you're trying to make it to 12 days, it's really important to know that you have 12 days left, or maybe just 9. That's just me. I mean, you could restart the watch and boot out of power saver mode back into smart mode, but that's kind of a pain. Anyway, I think it's a bug. If you think it's a feature enhancement, or if it doesn't bother you, if you think I'm diving way too deep into things about the watch, yeah, let me know. But in my list, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bugs that I've found in 9 days. And at first I didn't want to make this video because I'm like, well, I'm going to come off too nitpicky and uptight. And well, I've talked about this with coworkers. Once your brain is trained to see software and technology a certain way, it's not like I look at this and say, oh, it's 0.7% full and exactly 0.3% empty. Is it glass or is it? I mean, I kind of quantitatively look at everything in different ways, and it can be it can be exhausting. You know, why can't I just enjoy the Insta360 for what it is, the OnePlus Watch 2 for what it is? Why do I have to dissect certain aspects of power saver mode versus smart mode? And anyway, but hey, we gave this thing life at exactly 1837, and then we had to restart, and that slowed it down. But from 1837 to 1848, we're already at, oh my goodness, 32%. So we increased 32% over 11 minutes. It's a little more than 2% per minute. And I think we slowed it down a bit, but normally it charges that first burst quite quickly. 2.91% per minute. That's pretty fast. Just as fast as the infamous Apple Watch Ultra 2.0. There you go. Did it make the 100-hour test? No. Even with battery saver mode. If you don't do GPS, I think if you turn off all the advanced sleep functionality, you limit checking your SpO2, and you limit any phone calls, basically just don't use the watch for what it's designed for, and then you can make the 100 hours. But the nice thing is it does charge wicked fast. You buy an extra charger and then you keep one in the car, one on your nightstand, maybe a third one at your desk if you are not a field employee or you don't work remotely, and a quick 10 minutes on the charge and boom, you're up 30%. So even though it can't make it 100 hours with normal use, what is normal, right? My perspective on normal is not your perspective on normal. So maybe you could make it 110 hours in their, whatever they're called, the way they call it, smart mode. It charges fast. The battery saver mode is cool, not quite there. And OnePlus, I don't feel bad about getting these bugs off my chest because you've had 3 years to polish this second version, because it was 3 years ago that the OnePlus version 1.0 came out. But I did like the soft release of the Harry Potter. All right, we're at 38%. I could unplug this right now and says charge disconnected. Your device will still remain in power saver mode. Okay, I guess not. I don't want to stay in power saver mode. I want to stay in smart mode. I want full functionality. Yeah, it's not giving me a battery estimate yet, and it should. So I guess that's bug number 7. While it's charging, why can't it tell me that at 38% I can be good for 2 days in normal mode and 5 days in power saver mode? Pithy thoughts, type them down below. Let me know if you agree with my list of 7 bugs or not, and what else are we missing? And was the 100-hour test in this controlled environment somewhere in Asia, somewhere in New York? Was it the perfect 60-degree temperature year round? Did they not have raise to wake? And I know you have to use the OnePlus certified watch faces, but anyway, just some things I wanted to chat about. Thank you so much for clicking on by. I'll have more about this watch in 88 hours or later. Goodbye. Nice. 100%? What was that? Not quite an hour. I don't know. I lost track of time. I was watching TV. But now we can begin the next 100-hour test in smart mode. Charger disconnected. Your device will remain in power saver mode. But it's at 100%. And smart mode. Enable. Operation failed. Try again. All apps and features are available. Your watch battery should last 48 to enable. There we go. Your watch will restart and enter smart mode. So it looks like bug number 8. Sometimes it doesn't know that it's charged enough to exit power saver mode. That's kind of a bummer, OnePlus. Gotta write that down. There we go, written down. So now we're at 100%. Oh, well, we were. Let's go back to 100. There's no way it dropped that quickly. There's also not a notification to the phone when it does reach 100%. That's more of an enhancement. So at 99%, does it give me my battery usage? Yeah. Battery usage from yesterday. Wish it kept the whole week. Spotify, health, sound is on. I do like the volume controls. And yes, you can answer a phone call on the watch. Works better with Bluetooth headphones though. Just depends. There we go. 100%. Should last 4 days, 2 hours. All right, we'll find out.